Yo, what is going on, Guardians? J-Man here, and today we're going to be talking about how hunters always get the best stuff. In this video, we will be breaking down a Crucible build that takes advantage of Solar 3.0 and near infinite trip mine grenades. And when I first crafted this build, I honestly thought it was only going to be good for those casual playlists. But I was actually playing so cracked out of my mind that I ended up taking it into survival and was going on crazy win streaks. So let's quickly break this build down and then talk about how to kick ass with it in PvP. This build all stems from the young Ahamkara spine exotic arms. It's been a while since I've taken this thing out of the vault, but what it does is increases trip mine grenade duration and blast radius and returns grenade energy on ability damage. And for some reason it's not listed here in the description, but Ahamkara's actually makes it so that you can't take damage from your own trip mine, which really helps for cleaning up those shotgun apes while avoiding self-inflicting damage. Simply put, this exotic is nasty. The amount of grenade energy it returns is kinda broken, and I found myself basically always having a trip mine to throw at the enemy. And to add to this, you can see I did slot 2 grenade kickstart mods to get trip mines back even quicker. Continuing with the mod selection, there's actually 2 different variations I was messing with on my class item. The more obvious choice is to simply use Classy Restoration and Bomber on a solar cloak to help with getting even more trip mines back. However, if I happen to be playing against a team full of solar healing jerks, then I would actually replace the bomber perk with Molten Overload. J-Man using an overload grenade in PvP? Abso-frickin-lutely! In case you haven't heard, Overload actually disrupts restoration effects from continuing, so a great way to shut down that Lorely Titan is by throwing a well-placed trip mine behind their barricade, preventing that overpowered health regen. As for the rest of the mods, you obviously want the Powerful Friends and Radiant Light combo, but other than that, you have the freedom to select mods based on your weapon choice. For me, I chose to rock the new Trials weapons, which consist of the Burden of Guilt fusion rifle and an Adept Forgiveness sidearm. Now you can use any weapons you want, but I want to touch on the Forgiveness and the perk combo that really brings this build to the next level. Well-Rounded, which is new in Season 17, provides bonus stability, handling, and range just by throwing a grenade or hitting a target with a throwing knife. This is insanely easy to proc, especially since we'll be throwing trip mines left and right. And to top it off, I also have Adrenaline Junkie, so if we happen to get a kill with our trip mine, not only do we get the benefits from Well-Rounded, but we also have a ×5 damage buff which shreds Guardians down in an instant. As for the aspects and fragments, I won't go too in-depth here since so many talented creators have already covered these synergies, but I am using the Knock 'em Down and On Your Mark aspect combo. And these are being supported by Ember of Char, Solace, Torches, Searing, and Ashes. Obviously you want the trip mine grenade here, and I highly recommend using the Proximity Knife and Marksman's Dodge. The Proximity Knife is probably the easiest knife to inflict damage with, which will activate Well-Rounded and also returns grenade energy thanks to Ahamkara's. And Marksman's Dodge is just the lowest cooldown class ability, meaning even more classy restoration and healing. So now that we have our build good to go, here's a few tips on putting it to action. There's actually a few ways I approach this. The first way is to use your knife and trip mine as traps, cornering your enemy. So you throw a trip mine against the wall, and if they try to run another route, you throw the proximity knife to prevent that escape. And a reminder that throwing that grenade procs Well-Rounded, so we don't want to sit back and let those buffs run out. So when you throw your abilities over, definitely push as well with your sidearm, knowing that the enemy cannot escape without running into a trap. Another way to approach this is to actually wombo combo your trip mine and knife together. And this isn't a new tactic, but Ahamkara's and Solar 3.0 really takes it to the next level. You see, the proximity knife actually detonates the trip mine, so if you combo them together, it creates this massive explosion that one-shots Guardians. So if you see a group hiding behind cover or that Titan behind a barricade, just let them have it. The last way to approach this build is to actually act as a master baiter. That's right, instead of doing the pushing, let the opponent attack you, and right before they get into shotgun range, slam your abilities at them and clean them up with your sidearm. I found that comboing these 3 different approaches really kept my opponents off guard, and no matter which way they tried to battle against me, they were clueless thanks to my traps, healing, and impressive 2-burst sidearm. So that will conclude today's build video, and if you happen to enjoy the gameplay, please help me out by giving the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any suggestions to make this build even stronger, definitely throw them down in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.